it got serious at the point where they need to call an ambulance. I spent some time in the hospital and I went through some kind of processes like yeah.
How many months, weeks into coming here?
3 weeks. Like
3 weeks.
the beginning was just rough. The environment, the weather conditions, the food and everything. So just right at the onset time, though I was going through the pain, but here it's not like Ghana that you just go to the hospital and they just try to administer medications. They always have to fish out, or you have to get to the base and know what exactly is wrong with your system before they can recommend something for you.
They don't do that if something happens actually.
Of course, I'm going to sue them. Anybody watching me right now, if you plan of coming to the state, I would say bring a lot of food.
What are some of the tough moments that you've encountered there?
When I got here in the state, yes, like kind of disappointed. When I flew in here, I got to get expectation because I was thinking US is what we see on the television, like Las Vegas, like New York City. So when I got to Detroit and I flew back to Pittsburgh, see, I can't learn for Youngstown. I'm like, oh, that's in this. I must say, I got like a personal doctor that I also talk to, whenever. Yes, that's one thing about US, How dare you get like a personal doctor back home in Ghana? Like, so Nyakubo Shabruni is like for real, like for real, that one.
So there is a statement that normally pisses me off when people say it, especially Africans, and the statement is Nyame Shabruni, which translates to God bless the white man. Sometimes when the fact is laid right in front of you, you just have to sort of check. Okay. Now today, I'm just going to check one of the facts. So I'm talking to a young gentleman who came here to school but got his life saved because of a good working system. He's here to share his life story, getting here and how he went through that. And I think that there are lots of things that we can learn from this. Okay. So my name is Ato Apia, and then once again, welcome to Afro-Based Mindsets. So welcome, boss.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to thank you so much for accepting to do this with me today.
Yeah.
I know you speak a lot of PG. You want us to do PG or?
No, everything's some like for real, like everything's some everything's some yeah.
So I just tell your name and then
yeah. So like for some strange reason back here in the state, one of the most difficult thing I encountered is pronouncing my own name.
Okay, why?
I don't know, because anytime I walk into any office and I say like, okay, my name is Emmanuel, these people have a very funny way of this. I don't even know. Say Emmanuel, something like that is crazy. So yeah, my name is Emmanuel. I'm a Ghanaian or something, call it. Yeah, so a Ghanaian, of course. And then
so like, how long have you been in the States?
Oh, it's basically like 2 years and some months.
2 years and some months.
Yeah. Oh, so 2 years and some days. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and then what brought you to the United States of America?
So like right after school, I would say this, like I got an opportunity to work with one company that I love.
Okay.
Yeah, Commission for TVET in Ghana. Because I learned a lot from that institutions. Okay. So in the course of the work, I think I got bored.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it has to do with some level of politics, and sometimes I don't feel very comfortable around things like that. Okay. And probably as a young individual, I also want things to move in a certain way. Yeah, like more structured and, So I'm not seeing all those signs, and I was like, okay, cool. Maybe, I can try something else.
I think your story is kind of similar to a lot of people, like you guys in Ghana trying to make it, and like because some would say the system that's
I would say like life is good. Mm-hmm. Life is good back home in Ghana. For me, life is good because I'm looking at what I can do and my future careers and all that. And I think I got some business mindset that I think I can work on back home in Ghana. Yeah, but like I said, I have to move. Yeah.
So you decided to move in Ghana to come and do
my master's degree, maths, and then like there's a concentration in data analytics. Yeah.
Okay. So maths and data analytics.
Yeah, something like that.
So so being here.
Yeah.
How before we go into like
sure.
Like, what are some of the tough moments that you've encountered there?
When I got here in the state,
Yeah.
first of all, like, I had to deal with the meat, kind of
The
the
meat.
yes, like kind of disappointed
Okay.
when I flew in here. I got to
Expectation.
the expectation because I was thinking US is what we see on the television, like Las Vegas, like New York City.
Yeah.
So when I got to Detroit and I flew back to Pittsburgh, see, I can learn for Youngstown now. I'm like, oh, that's in this, like, so it started right from there. And then,
Yeah.
I got my roommates and I was like, oh,
Okay.
so this is a thing.
Okay.
But I just have to deal with it.
You just have to
Yeah.
deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go through the same phase, like when
Yeah.
they leave Ghana or like leave wherever they
Yeah.
come to America, they think like,
Yeah.
it's kind of what we see in the movie. But I think I have a different narrative to it. But I think when you watch their movie, sometimes they show the ghettos and all those kind of things. But maybe we tend to ignore those things. I don't know. If
Yeah, they probably, they've watched their levels. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you go to the United States of
Yeah.
America and then you started school.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, so things were not like expected in terms of
Yeah.
the environment or like.
The environment, accommodation, like, yeah, those kind of a thing, because I was expecting something much more better.
Something like
Yeah.
better.
But don't get me wrong, it's actually it will always get better.
It will
Yeah,
get
the
better.
start for the start, you encounter some struggles
Yeah.
or some challenges. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So then what happened?
So what happened is, quick fast forward. Anybody watching me right now, if you plan of coming to the state, I would say bring a lot of food. Yeah, because I have these. I'm a kind of guy that have, like, I don't eat a lot more spices.
Okay.
So when I was coming, I didn't even bring enough food. I would just focus on clothing.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks down the line, Charlie, the food finished.
Finished.
The chew finished, bro. Like, for real, like the chew finished. So, I started to live on the mac and cheese stuff. And, it wasn't good for me. So then my head started to fail me, because I know I have some underlying condition back home in Ghana. Yeah. So it got serious at the point where, they need to call an ambulance. I spent some time in the hospital and I went through some kind of processes,
Okay,
like,
so let's
yeah,
go back. So,
yeah.
At what point, like how many months, weeks into coming here? before you
3 weeks, like,
3 weeks.
the beginning was just rough. Yeah.
Okay.
The beginning was just rough. The environment, the weather conditions, the food and everything. So just right on at the onset, and there is somebody that, they feel the vibe, like.
Yeah.
And let me say this quickly. When I got my visa, I told a friend that I don't feel like coming. So that kind of mindset, and then just encounter these challenges right on at the onset, it made me like make I go back home. Yeah. But like,
So would you say that so now
yeah.
when you're in Ghana you still had the issue?
Yeah, but I know how to manage it.
Okay, you know how to manage
yeah.
it. But then now you've left your environment and then different environment,
Yeah, sure.
different conditions, like then okay.
Yeah, so like I said, I know how to manage my condition back home.
Okay.
But when I got in here, different environment, chill level don't change. So man for survive.
Yeah.
And I think because of the things I was eating or I was depending on wasn't good for my system. Of course, yes. So they need to rush me to the hospital, call the ambulance, and like you said, Nyakupon Shabroni. Yeah, because if that whole process, that whole chapter in my life, it's something that was like, if it happened to me in Ghana, I don't know where I would have been by now. Yeah. So I always trust nature for all these processes. Probably I might just get back here in the States for these things to be solved. And I was living on medication for a whole year. So I take medication in the morning and in the evening. I try to keep all these things to myself though. So I always will go in for refill at Walgreens. Yeah. Like every month or something.
Okay. So now you go to America. I just want us to
Yeah.
get into like, because I'm kind of interested in the
Sure.
the whole process stuff. So you go here 3 weeks, you started feeling some way because
Yeah.
of changing
Yeah.
things and all that.
Yeah.
And then at what time, like was it in the morning, afternoon, evening, that you call the ambulance to come and pick you up? I don't know if you're comfortable sharing the kind of
Oh yeah.
diagnosis it is.
It's oh no, I don't want to go there. Yeah, I don't want to go there because I'm I'm still undergoing some process. I don't want to go there. Yeah, but but it was in the I think it was in the evening around 7 p.m. Yeah, and I got in there. The ambulance came in. I got to the hospital, and I think one of my friend Godwin, he was so good. He was there beside me at the point and all that. So then the diagnosis process started. It took me like almost like 2 months for the hospital to finalize all these processes. So I went through some, endoscopy and some
So like
number
2
of
months to diagnose.
no. So it was the same day, the few weeks I was there. The same I spent I spent like a day over there. So then then the diagnosis process start because they have to do some lab tests and all that, some scan and all those things. So then they have to take me like it has to go. I have to go through the process. It took me like one thing at a time. Yeah. So I have to just take time. Though I was going through the pain, but here it's not like Ghana that you just go to the hospital and they just try to administer medications. They always have to fish out or to have to get to the base and know what exactly is wrong with your system before they can recommend something for you.
If they don't do that and then something happens, you can actually
Of course, I'm going to sue them. Of course, yes,
like
yes,
back home, like
Yeah.
like they can do whatever they want.
yeah.
People,
You are even scared of the doctor, okay? But
Exactly.
US give you that kind of confidence, yeah. And one thing I like about the system, yeah. But for real, like, yeah. I always say, "Nyakupon Shabroni," like, yeah, Shabroni, yeah.
Okay, so the process, like in terms of how intense was it, like being in the hospital, like machines being on you?
Yeah, I don't know if I have to share this, but it was, it was crazy, and here's, here's the case that I don't also know the system very well. If I know much more better about the system, it will be very easy for me to handle all this stuff. But like all these machines and all these around me, and then being a student, assignment is being released each and every Friday. But I have like a very formidable group that were helping me in these processes. So life was better when it comes to that academic side because I have people that are supporting at the time. Yeah, but it was very intense. Yeah, it was very intense and difficult moment for me. Even psychologically. Yeah, there was a point I told one of my friend that I'm giving myself some couple of weeks, and if it doesn't go the way I wanted, I'm going back home.
You're going back.
I nearly yes, of course. Yeah.
Because like
Because like I told you, I was very skeptical even coming to the state.
here.
Yeah, because I know there's a couple of things that I know I can figure out back home.
Okay.
So I also have the means to go back home then.
Yeah.
And education, like school is going on, my head is keep failing me, medication, all that. And
Yeah. So like I cannot imagine
very frustrated at the time.
being on a medication for like morning, evening,
Yeah.
morning, evening for like a whole year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I took it for 12 months, 12 good months. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Interesting.
And it's thousands of dollars.
So we get into the
Yeah, you see. So yeah.
So so mentally it was challenging.
Of course.
Yeah, I can only understand that. And then so how were you able to deal with how were you able to go through that? Because being in the States, and then in Ghana we don't talk about mental problems.
Okay.
A lot of people don't face mental issues or mental challenges.
Okay.
But then you realize a lot of people come here and like you hear complaints one or two that people complain.
Yeah.
Like how you, because the system is different, the social life here is different.
Yeah.
And all that. So like how are you able to navigate through
I
that?
think that's one of the reasons why I thank God for the fact that I started in Ghana. Because it gives me the kind of tough. I have like tough moment in Ghana. It make you like this kind of mental toughness. You already got back home, so it's very easy for me to deal with some of these things. And secondly, to have like some couple of people back home that I talk to. One of them happened to be my boss, Madam Edith. So she was very good to me. She always talked to me because she also happened to be in this system, so she understand what I was going through. But I must say, I got like a personal doctor that I also talk to. Whenever yes, That's one thing about US, you know. How dare you get like a personal doctor back home in Ghana? Like, so Nyakubo Shabruni is is a yeah.
Your national heart in your room.
Like for real, like yeah, for real, that 100%, yeah, yeah. So like you know, you don't feel alone in this process, and the way they speak to you, you know, with these kind of soft tones, you know, make you very relax and to be able to calm you down, yeah.
So like in Ghana, were you going to the hospital? Like
In Ghana, I have a couple of issues. I was dealing with some conditions with but I think I got like a hospital like Saint Hospital. Yeah, but like I said, I know my system, so I know what to eat.
you know, okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I was asking that question
Yeah.
is I mean, and I'm not trying to bullshit.
Of
Ghana or something
course.
like that, or the healthcare system in Ghana. Obviously, you know, like
Yeah.
over here it's more advanced than there. But like I'm kind of, I just wanted you to
All right.
highlight, and it's important.
Yeah.
That people kind of learn it. I just wanted to highlight the 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 relationship between the nurses,
Okay.
the doctors,
Okay.
and the patients. You know,
See, it's nothing to write home about when you want to talk about the health sector, because I happen to be one individual that you know have struggled, you know, for a couple of years, even back in high school with my head. Yeah. So I've visited a lot of hospitals. Like, so sometimes when people got very agitated and they are talking about a lot of issues or they encounter with Ghanaian doctors and Ghanaians or hospital infrastructure systems that are very, you know, what like dilapidated and all that, and they don't have even the necessary, how do you call it, machinery to diagnose some of these things. You know, people feel mad because people are talking about it. But unless you are caught up in the same soup, you will not be able to understand their frustration. See, I don't want to mention facilities, but when I start to talk about it, you know, because I have terrible experiences back home. But I think when I start to make some money, you know, yeah, I just changed the institution. So I was going more like private hospitals, and there I was getting like some good, yeah, better experiences, yeah. But you can't compare, you know, the health system here to back home in Ghana.
yeah, I think that my
Yeah.
issue is even if we do not have the infrastructures, the machinery to take care of people.
Okay, the relation with the health professionals. No, see, I don't know if I have to say it. I don't know if I have to say it, but no, it's bad. Because listen, if I call my personal doctor right now in the state, you know, she is going to respond. You know, you can't try that back home. I don't even have one. Even I have to pay. You see, even for me to get my folder, right? For me to get my folder, I have to pay about 300 Ghana cedis, okay, before I get my folder. The reason being that I go to the hospital around 3 a.m. And then because there's a long queue, so if I pay for that services, it gives me the opportunity to be, you know, to see the consultant as early as possible. If I don't pay, I have to be in a public queue,
Express service.
you know, like just like an express services, you know. Yeah, so
Okay.
you know, I have accounted a lot, you know, back home in Ghana. But like I said, growing up when I started working, I just switched to the private facilities, and you know, it's better.
better.
Yeah.
It's better.
But the government or the public ones is nothing to write home about. Yeah.
Okay, so like how? So I know over here healthcare is very expensive.
Yeah.
So how are you able to get
You know, like Jesus Christ, like let me say this, like back home in school, like University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, sorry. I have some couple of classmates that come from Ivory Coast, right?
Okay.
One of them, you know, I think, you know, got sick, you know, I think cholera or something. He nearly died.
Cholera.
Of course, cholera.
Cholera kills.
He nearly died because you don't have like an insurance. How do you even access our health facilities?
Yeah.
And you don't have money as a student, as an international student over there. You don't have the money. But here, listen, my school got me an insurance though, but the insurance couldn't cover the conditions I was going through because it's too expensive. There, when I went to the health facilities, okay, they give me what we call a financial aid, tens of thousands of dollars. You know, but there's the thing. I didn't know this from the onset. So psychologically, I was thinking about how I can pay off this man.
Yeah.
That's it. So later on, when I realized that this is going to bail me out, I was the financial burden alone is trying to kill me. Yeah. But Charlie, at the end of the day, I realized, oh Charlie, they go pay. So I become kind of relaxed.
So for the purpose of maybe people here who probably are facing some health challenges, how did you go about getting the health benefits that you got?
The good news is that when I got in the hospital, because I think when I got in there, in the course of the consultation, I told the doctor, hey, I'm an international student, and I'm just concerned about the bills, this kind of psychological trauma, about the financial burden. And he was like, oh, don't worry about that. There is how do you call it, an arrangement that you can access, or you can apply for what we call a financial aid. Yeah, and there they give me the form. I just fill it.
And
that was that. I just have to pay something like $200. Even with that, I don't even pay. They have to send me to debt collectors, and they just pass me a lot of phone calls. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to pay your money. I'm not running anywhere. So I have to even do payment plan. I was like $50 every month, and I was like like a student, but that's it, that's it.
And one of the good thing about here that maybe is different from Ghana is like they literally can take care of you and then worry about the money later.
Of course.
But in Ghana,
of course, you've seen a recent video about this Rav guy. I don't know if you happen to chance on that on Twitter or X. Oh, probably I don't want to go there, but many people will condemn the act. I also do. I don't expect people to just walk into health facilities and then take laws into their own hands and try to misbehave. That, having said that, I condemn the act. If you are caught up in the same soup or condition, do you understand why you got to do that at that point? Because listen, you reaching out to a folder, in a process you have to pay some money. Yes, when I was sick, I didn't need to have money because before I got the ambulance service. Nobody, even as an international student, they know the best. We now go die before they will try to save my life. Life first. Then we will talk about the bills later. But we are in a Ghanaian system where it's like a cash and carry kind of a thing. So once you don't have the means,
so you die.
Go to hell.
So money before life.
Money before life. Money before life. Even with the health insurance in Ghana, I just don't want to talk about it. Because it just gives you access to some para and all that. I understand. We doing good though. I think, paracetamol, but I think we'll get there.
So how much, I'm kind of interested in amount. How much do you think? Do you have an idea?
The amount of money I'm supposed to pay, close to 18,000.
18,000.
Yes. So in the process, I thought it's like within a year. So in the process, I keep getting the bills.
Wow.
I keep getting the bills. So anytime I get a bills, I call my doctor. I said, okay, talk to this person. So I call the reception. Say, hey, this is what's happening. You told me that I got this aid.
Okay.
You see, so I was worried. So I was just like, hey, listen, this is cleared. You need to pay this amount. So okay, put me on a plan. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, of course, you wouldn't believe it. I don't think anybody over there is going to believe this. But I'm telling you, if you're an international student here in the States and you are sick, you don't have to worry about the bills. You don't have to worry about the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably just beyond, as a student, you're going to get access to the student insurance, and that's it. Yeah. The hospital have, arrangement that will take care of some of these bills for you.
So how are you feeling now?
I would say psychologically I'm fine, so then I don't worry about anything else. Yeah. But I just want to keep giving myself this kind of, encouragement that you don't have to be 100%. Just get on my feet and keep going. Yeah. Because that one alone is my, everyday motivation. I don't have to be 100%. I just keep going. Yeah.
So I share a story with you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if personally when I also go here.
Yeah.
Um, so when I was in Ghana, I had a condition.
Yeah.
So
We
I
all got some
remember,
conditions, you
I
know.
remember, like
It be crazy, bro. Like,
I remember at a point, like my colleague and myself were arguing
mhm,
about the fact that people overseas. Then I was in Ghana. That
mhm,
people overseas are sick, and they have this
mhm.
sickness with huge names and all of that, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the argument, he said that the reason why in Ghana we don't hear of this big name sickness is because people don't actually go for checkups to start
Mm-hmm.
with. That is why we are not able to detect the sickness, right? So, fast forward, I come here and then I was diagnosed with a certain condition,
Okay.
and I was only okay because I have a good immune
Yeah, to
system.
fight it.
Yes, and in the future it was gonna like kind of affect me. Okay, so I had to be on medication for 4 months.
Oh, okay.
You understand? I had to take it like morning, evening, morning, evening, morning, evening, morning, evening for 4 months. And guess what? It was free. I didn't have to pay anything.
Oh, sweet.
You understand? And so, um, almost every time I said, I'm like, so if I was in, if I was in Ghana,
Yeah. See the whole the see the health system in Ghana just vex me like for real. Like see if I start to mention names and like I can give you like practical experiences, not be hearsay.
yeah,
You Bob like you maybe what I would say is that probably we eat good food in Ghana. I don't know, even good food is subjective
yeah,
probably. Yeah, because like if I tell you the kind of pains I was going through over here, you know, it's see it's unbearable. Yeah, it's unbearable, and then life become very 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 frustrating. I think like everything is coming down. Why am I even here? Stay home, focus on your business because you get some very nice business you can work on it. So why are you here? So the health system here is something that I would say is very good, and especially irrespective of your nationality, you're good. Yeah.
So let's get into school,
Mm-hmm.
right? So with your health challenges,
Mm-hmm.
how was your professors and maybe lectures? How was
Kind of
yeah? How were you
the
managing?
the
So I know you said you had a strong team where helping
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was only once that I wrote to my supervisor that, hey, I'm not feeling well and this is and that. And I have to tell him the reason why I cannot be in school for, I think, some days. And I think, I don't know,
Mhm.
probably, maybe he, you know, uh,
So you were a TA, right?
yes,
So you had funding.
yep,
So you were a TA,
yeah.
and then now like you had this issue. You're not able to teach. Were you teaching?
No, because I was just assisting.
You were
Yeah,
assisting.
I think every first semester, most of the times we just assist. We don't have it like our own classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So then.
So I could remember I write to one of okay, so I think this is the thing. With my supervisor, the one I was assisting, he knows about my condition.
Mhm.
But I don't really care so much about the classes I was going because I was still going through it.
Okay.
Yeah. I just, get some good, jackets and then I'm in
Okay. So
school.
but then they were still giving you the funding money,
Of course, yes.
even though like.
Yes, I wasn't feeling well as a person, but like this kind of mental toughness I was telling you about and the challenges as an African, this kind of, you know, internal strength,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it keep me going.
I think
Yeah.
that's probably one of the greatest assets that every African will have.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying through to this point. It's been an exciting conversation. Interesting perspectives being shared over here. Um, if you have made it up until this point, I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want you to like, and also, if you have any experience that you want to share, you can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Here is Afro-based mindsets. We are, committed to providing you with informative contents that will be very important, for learning and for growth. My name is Ato Apia, and yeah,
See you the next time when I see you. Thank you.